fucking go! Welcome back to a vlog. So, brothers, listen here. A year ago, my channel blew up. Thank you guys. Really, it's been an epic ride. It's been an epic ride, and I think we're only getting started. So, today's video is a banger. I'm traveling, and I'm talking about what I learned after a year of going out and doing more approaches than I've ever done in my entire life combined, and just honestly having a bit of a identity level change. Coaching hundreds of clients, going out hundreds of nights, doing boot camps in person, traveling all around the world, and really changing the way I think about women, people in general, and how and what it means to have game. So I'm packing right now. Yes, sir. It's last weekend here before I have to run off and do boot camps, so I'm excited. Let's do it. All right, we got an hour and 30-minute ride. I love riding. And I got a big old funky helmet because the police will pull you over if you ain't wearing one. But next time I'll wear a better helmet. It's a big funky one. But I look kind of good though, not gonna lie. I'm still standing. Yeah. Welcome guys, we are at the nicest, apparently the #1 beach club in Bali. It was a long ride, so I look a little messed up right now, but that's okay. This place has been hyped up by everyone I know. Everyone says you gotta go to Sevilla at least once. So we're here, we're doing it. Can I guess where you're from? Oh, I wasn't gonna guess that. I was gonna guess something else. Turkish, that's cool. Marhaba. Awesome. Let's check it out. One little thing about Indonesia, in every bar in Indonesia, no matter how packed and busy and how inconvenient, there's always someone sweeping the floor. You notice that? How's it going? What's up, y'all?
What's up?
Where y'all from? You wanna say what's up?
What's up?
Hey, are you from the US?
Are you YouTube?
Oh yeah, YouTuber.
Oh, nice, that's sweet.
You don't like YouTube?
Oh my god, I'm big.
You went from 100 to 0. You went from what's up guys to like, oh no.
To be posted. Are you vlogging?
It's okay. You don't have to be in it.
Wait, are you actually posting for YouTube?
I am a YouTuber,
Are you
yeah.
serious?
Yeah, I'm not that famous though. You go ahead and follow me if you want.
Yeah, what is your...
Where are you guys from?
What's your Snapchat?
Snapchat? I don't use Snapchat. I'm old. I'm 28. I don't use Snapchat.
Oh shit, 28?
Yeah.
Oh.
Damn, you see her?
Damn,
oh shit.
I'm 25.
Oh, okay.
Whoa, he didn't get the oh shit? He didn't get the oh shit, but I got the oh shit. Have you seen Kevin, you know Kevin Hart?
Kevin Hart?
Yeah, okay, never mind. There's this meme he did where, alright, never mind, it won't make sense.
No, go, I might understand.
Well, there's this podcast where he was just like, the guy on his podcast was like, well, yeah, so I'm 58, and Kevin Hart.
Oh yeah, he was like, damn!
Damn, that's what you just did to me.
And me, you know, I'm 56 years old. Damn! I'm sorry.
Damn, but I didn't say damn.
You said shit.
I was like, oh shit. Yeah.
No. You didn't say it like.
I can sit up here and honestly say, buddy, that was from a place of love.
Got it.
Like,
Oh,
damn.
that was from...
Like, damn.
You didn't... If we could play it back right now...
Play it back.
We just in our prime.
You in your prime? I love it.
Yeah,
I'm in my prime too,
Damn.
you know?
I mean, you still in your prime. You ain't even hit 30.
Yeah.
So you're in prime.
Thank you.
His
Yeah.
prime's 38. He's not 10 years.
Where are you from?
You have nice eyes.
I appreciate you. Thank you. You have nice hair, nice outfit, nice everything.
Thank you.
Where do you think I'm from? That's easy.
Portuguese, baby.
Okay.
Really?
Eu falo português.
Are you Arabic?
No, I'm from America. So,
Oh,
yeah.
what's your background?
I'm Italian. Italian
Oh,
American.
you know, I was gonna say that, but I was just like, I wasn't sure.
Yeah. And what about you? Where are you from?
We Australian.
You're Australian. Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
Aussie. You can hear?
I lost my friends, but I made new friends. Hi. How's it going? From Switzerland. And we are watching the sunset. Check it out. It's good vibes. Ooh. What up, bros? All right, guys. So this is the #1 thing that I've learned approaching women and strangers in general the last year. And that's this. You want to be 100% authentic as much as you can. Remember that old piece of advice, be yourself? Well, turns out it had a lot of truth to it, because what happens when you're not authentic? Basically, you're changing the way you talk, changing the way your jokes, what you find funny, what you want to say. You're changing your opinions, and you essentially have a limiter or a filter on what you want to say when you're talking to a girl. And because of that, you sort of turn into vanilla ice cream. Now, if you went to a ice cream shop, how many of you guys would say, yeah, I want vanilla ice cream? It wouldn't be your second choice, it wouldn't be your third choice, it probably wouldn't even be your fourth or fifth choice. It would be somewhere in the middle and would be very, very low. Instead of being like vanilla ice cream, you know what you need to be? There's this special flavor I heard about in Brazil called guava and cheese flavored ice cream. You want to be something so unique, so different, that people are either going to think it's absolutely disgusting or it's one of the best flavors on the fucking planet. And why is that powerful? Why do you want to be one of one? Why do you want to be so unique that people either like you and think you're awesome or they think you're a cheesy dork? Because nobody can compete with you when you are one of one. And when you're vanilla ice cream, you will solely rely on your looks, money, status, and what you have to attract people. And inevitably, you know and everyone else knows it's not real and it's fragile. And your self-image and ego will always be fragile whenever you are relying on things like money or good looks or the way you look to attract people. So, the number one thing I've learned this year is, yes, you want to try out new techniques. Yes, you absolutely must fix your mindset. You got to be positive. And yes, you want to socially calibrate and learn how to read emotions and read the room. But at the same time, there is already a version of you that can attract a girl. Now, there is a confident version of you, and there is a beta version of you. There's a version of you who can walk up, say it with your fucking chest, say it like you mean it, say what you want, and people respect you for it. And then there's a version of you who changes his thoughts and opinions, is bought into a lot of mainstream and groupthink ideas, like maybe girls don't like to be approached, or whatever it might be. And there's a beta male version of you. So when you're at a more advanced paradigm, and one thing that I'm starting to learn personally in my own personal journey is that I gotta stop being like vanilla ice cream. Now, I have moments where my game is amazing. I go out and I'm having so much fun. I can be a little bit corny or cheesy, maybe even a little awkward, but I just don't give a fuck. And I end up almost 99% of the time that week, if I'm in that mode, I end up getting a girl that is way, way hotter than I'm used to. And what I've started to realize and learn is even when I go out with different wingmen, the guys that I do the best with are usually guys who I feel the most comfortable around, right? So I've been going out with different wingmen. I noticed that sometimes it's not even that my wingman is that good. It's just that we really get along and have similar ideas. So I start to unfilter myself and I start to talk to him like I would talk to my brother, and like I would talk to really, it's just someone who I know likes me. And I'll start to unfilter myself and I'll start to have a good time, and then I'll get my mouth moving, and then my winner effect, something in your brain will start to turn on where you just feel amazing. And then I'll walk up to the girl with that same energy and I'll do very, very well. I've noticed that, what's funny? Something I've realized. Some of my best game has actually come from when I was on boot camp with a guy named Akil. He's like, this guy was one of the hardest cases I've ever worked with, but I did really well with Akil. Why? Well, I was asking myself, why did I do so well with Akil? And then some of my worst game has been, what's up, brother? Has been when I go out with, I'm not even gonna say his name, when I go out with a friend who's actually really good and really charismatic, but we just don't really have similar mindsets, and I don't really vibe as well with him, and I don't really feel as entitled, or I don't really feel as good around him, so I don't unfilter myself. And some of my worst game came from that, even though he was better with women than Akil. And what I learned from this is, it's not about who's the best, it's about who can be themselves the most. And I notice on my best nights, it doesn't matter who's out with me. It doesn't matter if it's Tristan Social, Akil, some of my best wingmen that I have. It doesn't matter who's there. when I'm just being myself and having as much fun as I possibly can, and I'm loving every second of it, I'm gonna have fun that night. I'm winning that night no matter what. And my worst game has always come whenever I'm overthinking and does she like what I said? Should I say this or that? How can I get her to like me? And not only is it not fun and doesn't get results, because people intuitively can feel that you're wanting validation from them, but it's also just not as fun. Like, it's also exhausting and mentally draining when you're always thinking about, should I say that? Do they like me? And yeah, I'm tired of being like vanilla ice cream. And what I think I've really learned this summer, actually, but honestly this last year in general, is you're not supposed to be around everybody. Like, you have to have rock solid boundaries with who you allow into your life. Like, the best analogy I can give for this is, if you're just hanging out with anybody and you are allowing yourself to vibe with just anybody, you're pretty much like a house with no door. Like, anyone could just walk in, someone could piss on your rug, take your stuff, it doesn't matter. You gotta have rock solid boundaries. I think some of the coolest people in the world are going to be the first people to not want to hang out with you if you're negative or you don't vibe well. And I think the main epiphany I've had recently, approaching so many people and talking to so many people and allowing my life to be analyzed by so many people and allowing so many random strangers into my life, you know, whether they be like a subscriber or someone who sees me out at night and wants to approach with me, is I actually want to, I'm like 10 times more selective on who I want to hang out with now. I just have rock solid boundaries now. And I'll end off with a quick story. So recently I've been on a vacation where I have been hanging out with not random strangers. I know these guys a little bit, but I've been hanging around people who I genuinely don't know how to vibe with. Like, I'm trying, and for most of the time I'm just silent and I don't really know what to say, and I'm kind of like, there's just a chemistry mismatch. Like, I'm a different kind of person and I just don't know what to say. And literally last week, and actually to add to that, I think I've been hanging around people like that for a lot of the summer, where I'm hanging around people where I don't really know how to vibe with them. I don't really know what to say. And there's just a vibe or chemistry mismatch between me and the guys I've been hanging out with. And recently, last week, I met a guy named Zach. And this guy, he's in my old videos, you've seen him. Bro, like, we are like the same person. We have so many similar ideas. And even though he's never done game, when I went out with Zach to approach with him for the first time, it was so much fun. Like, my sets were doing amazing. I didn't even care if they didn't. I was talking to these girls about the things I wanted to talk about, and I almost noticed that as a group, when you walk up with someone, you're kind of approaching people with a certain vibe and energy. There's like a collective energy that you have when you're with a group. And I noticed that when I approached with Zach, it was like, bro, it was like magic. It was so easy, and I was getting so much results. And it made me ask myself, like, dude, why would I approach with anyone else? Like, why would I hang out with anyone who I don't vibe with? Like, what's the point in doing that? And then it also made me realize, approaching, you're spending so much time trying to get laid that you end up attracting a lot of people using techniques or whatever that you're not even supposed to vibe with. And I honestly am coming to a part of my life where it is quality over quantity. And yeah, that's pretty much it. That's pretty much the main epiphany. So yeah, the main message I would leave is you should put a proactive effort every single day to say the things you actually want to say, to be the kind of person you actually want to be, and also hang around the people who are on the same wavelength as you. And you don't have time to do anything other than that. I think the main downside to being in like a job that you might not like, or being in the main downside to me about working a normal job is it forces me to be around random ass people I don't vibe with. And I realized something really big this last year. I am like, bro, I am like a black sheep. Like, I vibe with a very, 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 very small percentage of the world's population. And I think that's awesome. I don't think I have that many great connections, but the ones I do have, I can count them on one hand, and they are powerful, you know? And yeah, I don't want to say I have walls up, because I'm down to vibe with anyone and talk to anybody, but I'm now coming to an understanding that there's just not that many people who are going to get me, and it's exhausting trying to chase everyone and get everyone's approval and validation. And now I'm coming into game with a different mindset, a different way of doing it, where I'm walking up and I just am completely non-needy to the outcome. I am completely focused on my own self-amusement and having fun. And I'm sort of just filtering and tuning out the thoughts and the negative energies of others. And I'm just dialed into my own process and looking for the people who I vibe with and being very careful with who I really try to pursue. And that's girls as well. Like, sex without connection, absolutely waste of time. Like, absolute waste of time to me now. All you get is a dopamine hit from it. You feel good for a little bit, and then usually you actually feel really bad because, and my friend was explaining this to me, you know, when you don't have a real connection, you're getting this massive dopamine spike, but it's not balanced with oxytocin. So when you have a real connection and you're cuddling and you're having these deep conversations with a girl, you're getting the dopamine spike, but you're also getting oxytocin, which is kind of like balancing it out apparently. I don't really know the science on this too well, but the way he explained it made so much sense, and it made me realize that I've just been having way too much sex with random ass people, and it just doesn't mean anything. And I was doing a lot of it because my ego as the pickup guy had to have more success, and I thought it was a accomplishment to pull as many girls as I can, and I did really well. I pulled a lot, more than you probably would think. And now I've come to an understanding that there is better things to do sometimes. Genuinely, you could be, because it's not just, not only does it feel bad, like terrible, but there's also an opportunity cost that comes with it. Like, the time I spend with someone I don't vibe with, or the time I spend hanging out or talking to someone I don't vibe with, I could have spent doing something I love, or talking to someone I do vibe with. There's opportunity cost, man. So, yeah, I think I've said everything I need to say on this video, and I hope you guys enjoyed. It's real. It's just real. And we're gonna bounce out of here now. We're gonna go do some game, enjoy enjoy my last few days in Bali before I have to head back and run boot camps. So I'm excited. It's gonna be a good time. It's gonna be a lot of fun. I hope you guys enjoyed this quick video, me ranting. Also, I've seen a lot of comments from you guys, a lot of negative comments, and guess what? I don't care. If I even just help one person, that's all that matters. You can hate all you want. Still love you guys. See you in the next one. Peace.